whether or not you're new to the channel, if you just subscribed to it, or if you've been subscribed for a while and you're actually surprised that I'm still alive. This channel's still here, by the way. It's just very comatose. And we'll now get a new minor breath of life, since every year I participate in something known as the PAX Pokemon League, either as a challenger or as a gym leader. But there is a big video game convention called the Penny Arcade Expo, and they have multiple different locations and times in which to participate, where there's a shit ton of people. There's always 3DSs, there's a bunch of stuff like that. And a few years back, there was a group of people that decided, you know what, we'll do like a gym leader system, where if you see somebody wearing a green scarf, you get to fight them, and then if you win, you earn their badge. It's just like the video game. You beat 8 out of the some odd leaders. I think this year we had 15 leaders. You get to fight the Elite 4. In this case, it was 5, and then there's a champion. So it was like 19 or 20 people this year. But under normal circumstances, there are more. I don't think there's ever been less than that. This is actually the smallest one I've been a part of. But I was a gym leader this year, and I'll have the thumbnail going on. This is basically going to be all of my uploads. I'm going to be using a variant of Transistor-themed teams for the rest of the content that I have going on right now, because my Versus Recorder, believe it or not, is actually full. I am at 100 out of 100 videos from what I've had backlogged and to what I have now, based on nothing but battles I took that weekend. So if you get sick of seeing a lot of these pokes, I'm gonna say sorry, not sorry, because a lot of these games are actually really cool, and I'm only saving the ones that I want. So it's not necessarily gonna be 100 games, but is gonna be definitely more than 50. I want to say definitely more than 50 games that I enjoyed, but I saved most of them. So this is actually the very first one. It's against a guy by the name of this guy, as a matter of fact, so I get to refer him as this guy, oddly conveniently enough. And I've got a couple of different things going on. They're not necessarily normal things by anyone's standards, but hey, you know what? It was kind of cool, and it was my first trial run with it. Most of these pokes I had just gotten a hold of the night before, so I was like, let's slap together some stuff and we'll see how it goes. Thunderous, not going to be pulling a lot of weight this game, unfortunately, as I go down very early to a Scarflanders. And I'm like, okay, I'm fighting basically Smogon, OU, the team, the experience this weekend, if that's how we're leading off the weekend with the Scarflanders. I definitely have to strap in and prepare myself, because I did not do any kind of preparation at all. No showdown battling with the stuff, anything at all. So I see Heatran, I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna get out of here after that anyway. But knowing that the thing is Choice Scarfed and locked in a Rock Slide, I'm just gonna go ahead and get my Stealth Rock set up, and that's fine. So, enter probably my favorite Pokemon to use in the weekend, next to Mega Gallade, because Mega Gallade did do a good amount of work for me, but this is Assault Vest Entei. If you have not used one at any point in time, or if you've used Choice Banded Entei and you're like, Choice Banded Entei is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, Choice Banded Entei is really awesome, but Assault Vest Entei does great. I swear by it now. It is my new coffee in the morning. I have coffee, and then fun fact, I actually just use an Entei. The only reason it didn't work in this game is because he actually had a Life Orb Heatran. Fun fact there. It does die really early in this game, and I am getting a lot of hype for no reason about those two Pokemon that evidently, you know, just kind of shat the bed there. And I'm going to have to work without them, because, you know, this is my first game of the weekend. This is my first handle on any of these pokes. They all look good on paper. I'm not sure how cohesive they are together. Plus, this is also my first battle in a pretty good amount of time. At least a month or a month and a half. My first real OU match. I haven't had a lot of them this year, and then this is actually like the weekend from Friday to Monday, where I just have as many of them as I can, and I get nauseated with the game, and I get sick with it for like 3 months. But if anything, I actually didn't get sick of it. I actually kind of enjoyed it to an extent. So anyway, going back to the game. Holy shit, I did not talk about that for a while. I switch in Scizor, get Dynamic Punch. I decide that's not fun. And we got some Ferrothorn and Whimsicott switches going on here. And oh my god, I picked a really bad time to jump in on. Sorry, let me wait for things to slow down a little bit. I think I end up Volt switching on this Metagross, if I remember correctly. And we should be... Oh, no, wait, no, that's the end of the turn. So, I think I doubled predicting Metagross on that one, because Metagross doesn't really give a shit about anything Whimsicott has to do outside of Stun Spore. So, Mega Metagross is indeed a terrifying thing to be seeing, but, you know, Fortress takes it reasonably well. I don't like flinches, but if you look at how much Zen Headbutt did, he can flinch me a few more times. He's no flinch Rachi. He also recognizes that he's not really at good odds against this thing, so he's going to end up going out into his Landorus. I'm not sure if I had in fact shown him Volt Switch, but he actually just wants to get some, I guess, good momentum here, or maybe he did expect that. I don't know. If he did and you're watching this, dude, it was a pretty good switch. I'm not gonna lie. If he wasn't expecting it, it was just a random fluke just to get my attack drop and to force me onto something else. So more than likely, he's just gonna end up going for an Earthquake because that thing hits pretty hard, which is why I instinctively am just gonna go ahead and go into Whimsicott. I started using this thing on day one a lot, and I realized I was using it too much. So you're going to see that I stop using it at some point in time in the weekend in favor of Superior, because I want my team to get a little bit more offensive, which again, you know, it just kind of goes. I had a box full of 30 Pokemon, and I don't even think I ended up using all of them. I ended up using probably like 12 to 15 of them, because those are the ones that just... They really worked for me. So, Tailwind Whimsicott is really cool. If you haven't used it yet, I definitely recommend that as well. It was a nice toy I got to play with a few times this weekend, and I definitely got the drop on a few people that actually did forget that Tailwind was up. But for now, I'm actually going to go ahead and sack Scizor. It didn't really do a lot for me this game. Then again, neither did my Thundurus or my Entei, which is kind of unfortunate. But at this point in the game, I am in fact relying on Whimsicott to hopefully set up Gallade for me to sweep the rest of the team, is what I'm counting on. I think Tailwind is up for 2 more turns at this point, so I'm actually going to go ahead and Mega and go for the Shadow Sneak. Because I am base faster than him even before the Tailwind, my Shadow Sneak should go before his Brave Bird, and I should be able to knock him out. But he reveals Protect to stall out a turn of Tailwind, which really wasn't bad. I was actually a pretty big fan of that play. I would have gone for the double there. I'm not sure if he did, and I don't think he did, and it failed. I think he just tried to go for a Brave Bird there. But I am base faster than him, and then the Tailwind peters out. So if you've never seen a Gallade take out a Talonflame with a Shadow Sneak before it tries to Brave Bird it, that would be the case there, what happened there. So I don't feel confident in the killing power of Gallade, especially the way he switches in Ferrothorn, which is why I'm actually going to go out into Fortress right now to see what the Ferrothorn's going to be up to. If it has Thunder Wave, it'll help out my Gyro Ball. He only reveals Leech Seed. This is fine by me as well. I'm basically just bringing Ferrothorn back up to full, and, you know, Fortress is... both of our Steel types are just still pretty good on HP mid-game. So, I don't know. I just don't know. But... go back to, I went back to Whimsicott here. This could have been a bad play, but I didn't really see him as carrying Gyro Ball. I saw him as the Power Whip type for whatever reason, but I end up doubling here on accident. You know, it's not like I was expecting the Landorus switch in, but he did switch in Landorus on Fortress before, and, you know, a lot of these games are really a blur, so honestly that could have happened as well. My thought process on that particular turn was a blank, but what ended up happening is I ended up paralyzing his Choice Scarf Landorus, and it was not able to move on this turn. I'm assuming he went for a U-turn here. Helps me out a lot in that I crippled his Choice Scarfer, and now the fastest thing he has left is his Metagross. So I'm going to go for a Tailwind on this one, and he unfortunately does get paralyzed again. My Whimsicott is at full HP, so the best thing he could have gotten here was a Pivot. I think he actually ends up staying in, because it doesn't matter to him anymore what happens to this thing. And, oh, he ended up going for Earthquake all 3 times? Or maybe you can switch up your moves while you're paralyzed. Like I said, I haven't played in a while, so if you lock in while you're paralyzed and you don't do it, I'm assuming you get to keep switching up. So I don't know what he would have done on the first 2 turns, really. But I'm just going for my setup. And then at that point, as you can see, I'm out of, like, shenanigans to do. I have no reason to Encore a Choice Scarfer, which is my 4th move. I tried to go for another Stun Spore right there, actually predicting him to switch out because he saw that Earthquake didn't do anything. That play I do remember, and that's how good plays are rewarded, by the way, with Stun Spores missing, unfortunately. So I go for another one here, and then I think on this next turn, did I misclick? I'm pretty sure I hard misclicked on this one. And, no, I missed again. That's what happened. That's why he killed me. And that's why he didn't end up getting paralyzed. So I missed 2 stun spores in a row. I didn't have a lot of faith in Whimsicott after this game, but I still go on to use it in later games. Because stun spore is just really shaky, but it's super clutch. What do we have here? Fortress. Fortress is, I'm honestly only using this thing to Volt Switch pivot into Gallade and get a little bit of damage off, but +1 after the Meteor Mash actually does a little bit more than I wanted it to. I'm still a good amount of HP, but if he gets too many more flinches, right there, blatant fish for freeze. Thankfully did not get it. If I got froze on day 1, that really would have sucked. I actually go for a Gyro Ball here first. I lied, just to see how much it would have done, and it really doesn't do shit. So I'm like, okay, I need to come up with a plan, and the plan is probably to just Volt Switch out in a Gallade and see what I can do here. I was, at that point, I was so desperate to make something happen, I was willing to risk a speed tie between the two, because they are both 110. I am, Jolly, though. I'm not sure if he is Jolly or if he is Adamant or if he's bred, you know, 31s in his speed or whatever. But I figured I'm going to risk it and see what I have going on. And I'm going to Swords Dance, expecting the Protect for him to gauge what I want to do because he actually did already reveal Protect. But he actually switches out to Ferrothorn to Sack, which is totally fine by me. You know, that's what this Gallade is here for. It's here to just completely shit on Ferrothorn's day. And potentially Mega Metagross as well. But I am bringing it back from a 3 to whatever the shit he has left. I think he has 5 at this point. And Gallade's in a good spot. I can't tell you how many times I've had my game plan just be, let's sacrifice a bunch of Pokemon just to get Gallade to come in safely and be able to do what it wants to. Because at this point, Whimsicott died to try to paralyze Mega Metagross, and it was able to successfully paralyze Landorus, which means I don't have to worry about taking anything from it, unless I miss Zen Head, but I gotta absolutely use this crit there because I am at +1, and he does happen to be an offensive build in the first place. His Machamp is gonna come in. His Machamp probably does not have Bullet Punch or anything of the sort. Even if it did, it would not kill me at that range. I do not want to risk Zen Headbutt missing. And I don't think I'm pretty sure we didn't see Bullet Punch on his Mega Metagross. I think he had Protect, Dual Stab, and Ice Punch. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and go for the close combat on that. He has no priority on Mega Metagross. I'm gonna risk the close combat. I have to. And right here, I think he just protects for another turn, just to see. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure the significance of that. It was literally just an extra turn. And there was a lot of times this weekend where I was like, can Mega Gallade drop a Mega Metagross at +2? Because I distinctly remember it being bulky, but it is Mega Gallade. And that's where I learned my first lesson this weekend. Do not doubt Mega Gallade. Mega Gallade will take you places. Anywhere you want to go in this world, you give him a pair of swords, and he will take you to victory. Or China, Japan, Italy? I don't know. Talk to him about it. Anyways, that's the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you are more than welcome to leave a like rating. Comment, subscribe, do your thing. You guys know how that goes. I'm going to have a lot more battles using a lot of variants of the exact same Pokemon. Unless it is against an XY challenger, oddly enough. I do have a team with Gallade for ORS challengers, and I did have a team for XY for... you know, XY challengers, and that one actually features Mega Gardevoir. It's a little bit different than the stuff I normally use, but hey, it wasn't too bad. So, do I have anything really else to say? I'm gonna record a lot of these, and eventually get something going, and then that's pretty much all the content you're gonna see until I run this out, or I do something simultaneously. But I got a lot of shit. I have to free up my Versus recorder somehow. This is good motivation for me to just free up my Versus recorder. So, look forward to more of this stuff in the future. No guarantees on when, but, you know, 1 a day, maybe 2 a week, 3 a week, that kind of thing. We'll figure it out, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.